Hello, my loves. Happy Friday. I am so excited to be doing today's video. We are ranking Thank You Next. The day that I'm recording this is February 7th, but tomorrow is February 8th, and that is the 5-year anniversary of Thank You Next. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, girls? It has been 5 years since this album. Just crazy, just crazy. This was such a huge moment, and I think that it has just held up so well, even though it's only been 5 years. I mean, I guess it hasn't been like 10 years or anything, but yeah, I love this album. In my opinion, I think it is her best, and I'm just excited to talk about it. I'll never forget, 5 years ago, I was sitting in my philosophy class, and I was so bored, and all that I could think about was listening to this album at midnight right as it dropped. And that's like one of my favorite memories from when I was in college, like listening to this album right as it came out. I will never forget it. So I am just very excited to be talking about it. I'm going to be ranking all the songs from my personal least favorites to my personal favorites. There are some choices on here. I'm just going to warn y'all right now. Some of y'all are going to be mad at me. That's fine. But I am just ranking them based on how I like the songs and how often I want to listen to them. So let's get started. Number 12, immediately everyone's gonna hate me for this. Ghostin', hear me out, hear me out. I love this song, I adore this song. This song is gorgeous. It has arguably the best songwriting on the album, and it is such a touching subject matter. I mean, obviously it's about the loss of Mac Miller and how that affected Ariana's relationship with Pete Davidson at the time. Like she says, though I wish he were here instead, don't want that living in your head. Like, it is just a very, very emotional song. And I know that she didn't really want it on the album. I think that it was Scooter Braun, her manager, who like really pushed her to have this on here. And I could understand why she wouldn't want this, because it is so devastating and it is based on a tragedy. So I could totally understand why she wouldn't have wanted this on the album, because it just is so personal. I love this song, but I just can't bring myself to listen to it. It really is just insanely sad. Like, and I'm a hypocrite, because I know I say in all my rankings I need a ballad to be insanely depressing, and this one is, but I don't know, maybe it just hits too close to home. Maybe it's just too real. It's too raw. I don't know, like, there's just something about it where it's like, even I can't bring myself to listen to it that much. And like, I'm someone who literally has a crying playlist. Like, I have a playlist specifically dedicated to songs that I cry to, and this one is on there, but I can't even listen to this one. Like, it's actually too much. It's great, and it has some of the best songwriting in any of her songs. I love it. I think it's a masterpiece. If I was ranking this album objectively, this would be in the top 5 at least, no question. But in terms of the songs that I want to listen to, yeah, like this one, I just can't bring myself to listen to it a lot. I feel like in my whole lifetime, I've probably listened to it, I don't know, like a little over 20 times or so, which for Ariana songs, that is very low for me. Like, I usually listen to Ariana albums like 60 times each, but this one, yeah, I just like can't do it that much, because it's like too raw. I don't know. And this is coming from someone who wasn't even a Mac Miller fan, really. Like, I didn't have anything against him or like for him. Like, I just knew of him. But when the news broke of him passing away, like, I just couldn't. Like, I cried. I literally went home and I listened to The Way with him and Ariana, and I literally just like bawled my eyes out, because I just thought, oh my god, like the hurt that his family's going through, she's going through, everyone. Just so sad. And yeah, like, I hate to start this list on like such a downer note, but I love Ghostin'. Like, let me just say, like, I really genuinely do love this song. It has some of her best songwriting ever, and it is a masterpiece. I just cannot listen to it, that is all. Number 11 is Break Up With Your Girlfriend. Yeah, cause I'm bored. I love this song. This is a bad bitch anthem. I just really think that this song sums up the Thank You Next era, because it is so emblematic of this persona that she was taking on. Like, she was here to be a bad bitch and mask all of her problems by being a little bit messy. Like, that's what I think made Thank You Next such a unique era. It was Ariana kind of embracing the messiness and just going for it and being shameless about it. And having the full awareness of the fact that, yeah, I'm a messy bitch. I mean, we see how things are now with SpongeBob, so, like, clearly things have not changed that much. But, break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored. Like, this is just a bop. Like, this one just makes you feel powerful. This was my friend's favorite song when this album first came out. Well, it was her favorite Ariana song off of this album. And, I remember I didn't, like, totally love it at first. I did like it. It just wasn't the immediate love that the first two singles were. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's cute. Like, I enjoy it. But as time has gone on, I mean, I definitely have grown to love it a lot more. And I think that is because my friend likes it so much, and she gets so into it whenever I put it on. Like, she's doing the whole performance, she's giving, like, the side eye, like, that bitchy, like, look. And I'm just like, you know what, this is what the song is for. This song is to make you feel powerful, it's to make you feel a little bit messy, and yeah, I love it. Like, that is what makes it enjoyable. I think what I don't totally love about this song, I just don't necessarily think it's the catchiest. I don't think the melody is really that sticky. I definitely think the catchiest part of the song is the bridge where she does the NSYNC sample of like the, you could say I'm hating if you want to. Like, I love that part. But yeah, other than that, I just don't necessarily think that this is a bop on the same level of the other songs, that's all. And also, like, I will stick up for it for a second. I feel like a lot of people don't like it as the closing track because, I mean, from the time, I remember people saying like, okay, she goes through this arc throughout the whole album, and putting this song after Thank You Next when she's showing like this emotional growth just shows that she's stunted and she's reverting back to her ways. And yeah, I get that, but also like that's the point. That is the point of Thank You Next. It's the fact that she is like stuck in this cycle of being in relationships and then being messy and getting out of relationships and doing it again. Like, that's kind of what Thank You Next is about, at least to me. Like, I feel like putting this at the end of the album is very intentional. And again, it's her just embracing her messy relationships, the ways that she falls in love, falls out of love, falls back in love, falls in love with a married man. I mean, it's just a lot. It is just a lot. And I get why people wouldn't like it, but I just like it. Like, as someone who loves mess, I just have to enjoy it. And also, again, like, you just feel like a powerful bitch when you listen to the song. So that is number 11. Number 10 is In My Head. I really appreciate the honesty of this song. I definitely think it's about Pete Davidson, and I definitely think that it's about her saying, you know, I painted this picture of you. I saw the vision of us in my head and what I wanted us to be. I had this perfect image, and that's not what it ended up being. And it's her just confessing, yeah, like, I messed up. This wasn't everything that I made it out to be. And now I'm having regrets from it. I feel like that takes a lot of balls to admit, and I applaud her for that. Like, that's not something that's easy to admit to an audience as large as Ariana's. I just really love that. To me, this song is like the post-disaster song, as in, like, it feels like her relationship, if I could use a metaphor right now, was like a tornado, and it happened and it was this whirlwind, and now all the buildings are destroyed and there's like, I don't know, trees on the street or something, and she's sitting in the wreckage of it and she's looking over and she's just saying, oh my god, what happened? Like, that's what this song is to me. This is the post-disaster looking over everything and saying what didn't work about it. Although I guess you couldn't really do that with the tornado. Like, those just happened. It's not like you could prevent those. The metaphor doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It doesn't have to. Y'all know what I mean. It was a disastrous thing, and now she's just looking over with regret. And I just really appreciate that. I love the songwriting in it. I love the pre-chorus where she's like, my imagination's too creative. They see demon. I see angel without a halo, wingless angel. I love that. Like, she's just saying, I literally painted you out to be someone who you clearly were not. And also, I'm not trying to throw any shade towards Pete Davidson or anything. Like, I don't know them. Like, I don't know what really happened in their relationship to, like, cause such a fallout. But, yeah, like, I just really enjoy hearing her perspective of what she thought she did wrong and how she approached the relationship in a way that kind of made it doomed to fail. So that's what In My Head really gives me. Like, it's her just being honest and saying, you know what, this is why I messed up. And beyond the lyricism, I also love her vocals in the song. I love how her voice soars when she's saying head in the chorus. Like, that is just so cool. I love Thank You Next, the whole album in general, just because I feel like there's a lot of cool moments like that. Like, the way that her voice just, like, literally runs off in the chorus and just, like, flies off the handle. I just think that's so cool. And I also really, really love the outro where she's like, wanted you to grow, but boy, you wasn't budding. Everything you are made you, everything you aren't. I saw your potential without seeing credentials. Maybe that's the issue. Like, her voice just sounds so broken in that part. Like, you can actually hear, like, her voice kind of, like, faltering and just the pain and regret that she feels. It is just such a brilliant performance. And she just brings this level of hurt to the song that I truly, like, believe. Like, I really do believe these lyrics coming from Ariana. Oh, and also, like, obviously the best lyric in the entire song is, look at you, boy, I invented you, Gucci tennis shoes, running from your issues. I love that. I love that so much. And again, no shade at all to Pete Davidson, but it's kind of true. Like, Ariana really did bring him to a level of fame that he just didn't have before. And I love how she owns that. Like, I love how she's saying, you know what, you're this big because of me. And yeah, like, that's just awesome. Ariana, I feel, is so humble and kind of, like, quiet and, like, shy in real life. Not that I know her, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, the way that she comes across, like, she's so sweet and she definitely seems humble. She's kind of like Britney in that way, but I love when she owns the fact that, yeah, I'm literally one of the biggest stars on the planet, and that's what that line is. Like, I just really love how she owns that. So in my head, this is a fantastic song. Number 9 is Needy. This was such a hyped song before this album came out. I remember she posted the snippet to her Instagram, I think, or was it Twitter? I don't know. But everyone was, like, losing their mind over it because it just sounded so gorgeous. And when the song came out, it did not disappoint. This song is absolutely beautiful. It is so adorable, and it's very classic Ariana. I really feel like the song sums up the attitude that she was bringing, especially during the Sweetener and Thank You Next era, where she wasn't afraid to say, yeah, I've gone through a lot. Like, my life has been a roller coaster, and I could be needy, way too damn needy. I really love that a lot. And again, I just think that the songwriting in the song, it's really adorable. I love, sorry if I'm up and down a lot, sorry that I think I'm not enough, and sorry if I say sorry way too much. That is just, if I could pick a line to sum up Ariana Grande, like, that is the line. That is the line that just sums up, like, her entire brand of, like, this cute girl, way too apologetic, way too down on herself, even though she's literally a queen of pop, you know? Like, I just love that. And again, it shows kind of the more human side of her. Like, this isn't Ariana Grande, the superstar. This is Ariana Grande, the person. And I just think that Needy does a good job in creating an intimate atmosphere where it's like Ariana's inviting you into that world. It's like, she's not putting on the big show or whatever. Like, this is bedroom Ariana. Like, this is Ariana at home. This is Ariana with her boyfriend chilling. And I love that. Like, this is down home Grande. And I just think that it's adorable. I really do enjoy the song a lot. And it is very catchy. She sounds gorgeous in it, as always. Very chill. I just think that it's a cute bop. Really, really good one to sing along with when you're driving home late at night. If I say that a song is a late night drive song, like, that is a very high compliment, because I love a good chill late night, you're driving home or you're driving somewhere kind of song, and that's what Needy is. Like, it's just that vibe. Number 8 is Imagine. Okay, we're getting into the songs that I absolutely bawl my eyes out to. Imagine makes me sob. It makes me sob almost uncontrollably, because I could sense, again, this sense of pain in her voice, because the way that I always read the song is her saying, you know, in the beginning, step out the two of us, no one knows us, get in the car, staying up all night, order me pad thai, then we're gonna sleep till noon. To me, it's her saying, imagine a world where we could just have a normal relationship, where we're not under this media scrutiny, where not everyone is taking pictures of me all the time, and where I could have a healthy, surviving, thriving relationship. That is just how I always read the song, and I think that this works so well as an opening track because it is setting the scene of her imagining, literally, what she wants out of a relationship, and the fact of the matter is she can't have it, and that's led her to being messy in all of her relationships and having toxic relationships. I think that it is so brilliant. It is so brilliant to start this album like this, and it's so brilliant to end it with break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored, because again, it shows that she simply cannot have the life that she dreams of. It is very, very sad. And I mean, I don't mean to like try to throw a pity party for Ariana Grande right now. Like, she's fine. Like, she has all the money in the world. I think she'll be okay. I'm just saying, like, in terms of personal relationships, I would imagine that is difficult for her. And this song kind of shows that. Like, she is literally having to resort to imagining a world where she could literally just have the perfect relationship, where she could do the cute things and not have to worry about this highly curated image. It is just a heartbreaker. Like, I just think there's so much to read into with this song. Oh, and also the outro, Can We Talk About It? Can we talk about it? Those whistle notes, oh my god. Like, the first time I heard this song, I was ascending, I went to heaven, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. Like, this is such a beautiful, beautiful sounding song. It literally sounds like heaven. Like, it sounds like, this is what they play when you go to heaven. Like, I think that Jesus literally plays this. I just really, really do. I just absolutely adore the song. This was a promo single. I remember they released this in, I want to say, it was December. It was December 2018, because I remember it was a month after Thank You Next, the song dropped. And did I play the song 50 times in one day? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I literally could not stop listening to it. And that was after I listened to Thank You Next like 1,000 times. So, like, it was just a good time for me. It was a good time for me. Yeah, Imagine. This is a masterpiece. Number 7 is Make Up. Go ahead, ruin my makeup. Oh my god. Speaking of messy, this one is just, this is like toxic relationship as a song, and I love it. Like, this is literally the most insanely deranged Ariana Grande song. And it's so funny because she sounds so cute and like innocent in it, in her vocal delivery, but the lyrics are so messed up. It's so funny. It is such a funny juxtaposition. Like, she literally starts the song saying, I like to fuck with you just to make up with you, because the way you be screaming my name makes me want to make love with you. Like, that is just insane. It is deranged, and I love it. Like, I will always say it, I love a messy bop, and this song is just a messy bop. Like, she is fully saying, you know what, I am a horrible person to be in a relationship with. Like, I will make you yell at me, I will make you hate me, just so we could have good sex. Like, that is great. That is great. And again, that is what is so amazing about the Thank You Next era. Like, I just love how she fully leaned into the fact that she could be so, like, insane in a relationship. Like, she could really just go there and not be ashamed to say, you know what, I mess with my man just to make up with him, just to have good sex. Like, I love that. I just think that that is so funny. And the song itself, like, it's a bop. Like, I love the sing-songiness of it. This is definitely one of the catchiest songs on the whole album. Like, I just love the whole, I like to fuck with you just to make up with you. Like, it's just a really good melody. And, yeah, like, I love how it sounds cute and adorable. It sounds like a song you would hear in, like, a Disney movie, but without the lyrics. Like, if you took just the music, like, I could hear this in, like, I don't know, like, Cinderella or something. But, yeah, when you have the lyrics, it's like, no, we probably shouldn't play this around children. But, yeah, Makeup, this is just a bop. Like, I love it. Was this released, before she started her makeup line? I forget. I think R.E.M. Beauty... Didn't that come out in 2019? I'm like totally blanking right now. I don't know. I do remember R.E.M. Beauty dropping. Like, that was a big launch. It's funny. I don't wear makeup, but like I kind of keep up with it just because I watch like YouTube videos of like makeup and stuff. But yeah, that was like a big thing when that came out. It just feels like every celebrity is doing makeup lines nowadays, though. It's funny. After Rihanna did it with Fenty, everyone just followed. Once again, Rihanna starting the trends. Yeah, but I don't use R.E.M. Beauty, but I do use her perfumes. Oh my god, her perfumes are my favorites. Thank You Next, the original, and Thank You Next 2.0, just bar none, some of my all-time favorite perfumes just ever. Like, they are so good. Sweet Like Candy, oh, it's so good. Ari by Ariana, her original, just so good, so good. I literally go to Marshall's and I just scoop them up anytime I see them. Like, I might have a full bottle at home and I will still buy another one. I don't care. Anyways, number 6 is Bloodline. If you had asked me when this album first came out, I think I probably would have said this was my second, like fourth favorite. I don't know. It was a little bit higher. It slipped only a tiny bit, but this was like an immediate favorite for me. Like, you know when you listen to an album and one just like immediately pops out at you? Like, that was this one for me, because this one reminds me a lot of Dangerous Woman, and I love Dangerous Woman to death. Like, that is just such a meaningful, nostalgic album to me. And so when I heard this song, I was like, it's kind of giving me like Greedy vibes with like the big bandiness and the over-the-topness and just the sheer popness of it all. I don't know. It's just this grand, like, big pop moment, and I really appreciated that about it. I think over the years, it's maybe lost that initial luster that it had. Because the thing is, if I want big pop Ariana, Dangerous Woman is right there, you know? So that is kind of why, like, it slipped only a tiny, tiny bit, but it's still just a bop. Like, this is just a bop. This is such a fun song. I love how, again, she's just playing up the messiness. Like, she's saying, don't want you in my bloodline, just trying to have a good time. Like, she's literally saying, you are just here to fuck me, and that's it. Like, I love that. I just think that, again, she's leaning into the messiness. She's fully admitting, you know what, I am a crazy, like, relationship sex addict, and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna lean into that persona that people have painted me out to be, and she just made a bop out of it, like, plain and simple. There's nothing really much else to say about Bloodline. Like, it is just a bop, and I do love some of the lyrics. No, we won't be talking the next day. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't looking for my one true love. Yeah, that ship sailed away. Love that, love that. Like, she is here to get fucked, and that is it. Yeah, Bloodline, this is a bop. Like, it's just so well produced. It is just such a fun song. I love the horns. I love, like, the brassiness of it, and the beat is just really good. It's just a great song. Like, this is a really fun one to dance to. Number 5 is Bad Idea. This one, I have pretty much the opposite story of the last one. I didn't totally love Bad Idea when it first came out. I enjoyed it, but it didn't leave a big impression on me. Now, what changed was I saw her on the Sweetener tour, and she did the song, and I just felt it. Like, sometimes when you hear a song being performed live, it just changes it, and it just changed the song for me. I felt it in my bones. Like, I literally felt it coursing through my veins. And ever since then, like, I don't know, I've just felt like this link to the song. I really, really have grown to appreciate Bad Idea. I love how it sounds like a spy movie. Like, it sounds like an espionage. It sounds like there's trickery going about or something. Like, she is in James Bond mode. I picture a video of her, like, breaking into a building, and it's like Toxic by Britney-esque, where she's like going through the lasers and stuff. I don't know, it gives me a spy movie James Bond tease, and I love that. I just think that the song is so cool and like slinky and like sexy in a really like refined way, if that makes any sense. I just think it's a really cool song. She has this icy delivery in it that just makes it pack such a punch, and I just really enjoy listening to it. It makes me feel like a bad bitch. Now, the reason that I feel like I didn't listen to it a lot back when it first came out was the outro. I feel like the outro went on for a little too long, and I didn't love that at first, but as the years have gone on, I actually really love the outro. It sounds cinematic, it sounds dramatic, it really does sound like the end to a movie or something. Like, it sounds like a film score with like the dramatic violins and everything, and then you get like the trap beat coming in and the like pitch shifted vocals. It is just really, really cool. I have nothing but compliments to say about Bad Idea. It has grown on me so much. I hate that it took me so long to get into it, but now that I love it, I just really, really love it. Like, this is one of those songs where when I listen to it, I actually physically get goosebumps. Like, it actually makes the hairs on my arm stand, and that just is a mark of quality. Bad Idea is a phenomenal, phenomenal song. Number 4 is Fake Smile. Do y'all know when a song literally speaks to your soul? Do you know when an artist just looks at you directly and says, I'm gonna make a song that is specifically about you? That's what Ariana did with Fake Smile. She actually came to my house and psychoanalyzed my life and made a song about it. That is literally what Fake Smile is. I felt so seen when I heard this song. Like, let me tell y'all, when I first heard this song, I was like, yeah, this is exactly everything that I feel to an insanely accurate degree. And I still feel it to a certain extent now, because I think that honestly a lot of people could relate to it. It's just about having to put on a front for other people and being like, yeah, I may present as being fine, but I'm not. And saying like, I can't fake another smile. I can't fake that I'm feeling all right. I just really appreciate the vulnerability of this song. And again, the fact that she literally just tapped into a feeling that I was feeling at the time, and that I still feel from time to time, because who hasn't been there? Who hasn't felt like they had to put on a front and just pretend that they're fine for other people? That's what Fake Smile is, and that is just why I adore it so much. I love how she sounds kind of bitter, like especially in the verses when she's like, another night, another party, saying hi to everybody. I'm sorry. It's time to leave. I gotta leave now. Got somewhere I gotta be now. I'm starving. Like, she is just over this party. She's over it. She doesn't want to be there. And she just wants to go home. Like, I really feel that. I also feel that. Like, I love going out, don't get me wrong. But there's some nights where I'm just like, okay, like, I'm over it. And then I just, like, go. You know, like, there are just some times where it's like, you don't feel like it and you're not up to it. And it's because maybe you've been trying to mask your feelings throughout the day. So it's like by the time nighttime comes, it's like I am so exhausted from having put on a front all day that I just want to leave. And that's kind of what I think she was getting into with this song. Like, she's saying, I am too exhausted from having to pretend to be all right all day. Be all right, pun intended. But I am so exhausted from having to do that I just don't have it in me to be social anymore. I don't have it in me to do this or be with people or whatever. I just love that. I think that it is so brilliant. The song is just so brilliant. Her performance in it is so good. The way that she goes, ooh, in the chorus. Like, there is so much sadness in that one ooh. Like, you literally can sense all of her emotions just in the delivery of that one line. It is just amazing. Like, it is just so amazing how much she's able to convey through her vocals and through her performance. Fake Smile, this is one of her most underrated songs. Not that it doesn't have its stands, I just feel like it needs more because it is a masterpiece and it just does not get the flowers that it deserves. It really doesn't. I remember this was actually the first of like the new songs that I heard from this album. Like, I remember when this album dropped, for some reason, this was the first one that I went to. And I just like felt so seen. I was like, okay, we're starting like this. We're starting with the personal attack. I see you, Ariana. Like, I see how it is. You're just gonna psychoanalyze me right now. But yeah, Fake Smile, absolutely adore it. I have not stopped loving it as much as I did when I first heard it. Number 3 is NASA. And speaking of like initial favorites, when I first heard the song, I'm not kidding, I just put it on repeat for like a good hour. Like, I'm really not kidding. It was a full hour. I couldn't stop listening to it. I could not stop listening to NASA. And it's because it is so catchy. It is so cute. It's so much fun. And it is so relatable to me. Again, she saw me. She wrote a song about me and she put it on her album. She literally did that. She knows me personally and I'm convinced of that because of the song. As backstory, at the time, I was kind of just like not feeling up to being like social, and not even necessarily that. I was just like not in the mood to go out as much as I was because I felt like I was seeing my friends a lot, and that's a great thing, don't get me wrong, but I just remember thinking like I am a little bit more of like an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. Like, I love going out, I love being social, I love having fun, but I need a lot of time to like recharge the battery. And especially back then, since I was like in college, I really needed a lot of time. Like, I'm a little better now about it, but this song just summed up how I was feeling. So I was like, yeah, you know, I give a lot of myself to like my friends or whatever, and it's because I want to, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna need space. Like she says in the song, I'm gonna need some space. Like, I'd rather be alone tonight. You could say I love you through the phone tonight. Like, I know the song's about relationship, like boyfriend and girlfriends or whatever, but to me, like, I relate the song to just people that I know in my life, where I tell them, you know, I need some time, like, just give me a minute and I'll be back, but I just don't feel like hanging out tonight. I'd rather be alone. And honestly, this song kind of prompted me to like stand up for myself and say, listen, I don't want to go out tonight. Like, I am not in the mood. And I even said, like, I feel like we're hanging out too much. I just don't want to. And it's not from a lack of love for you guys, and it's not because I don't love hanging out. It's just because I need some time. Like, I need me time. Like she says, there ain't nothing wrong with saying I need me time. And I always said that. Like, I have always been an advocate for taking time for yourself and self-care and all that good stuff. But I feel like at that time, I was maybe just feeling a little overexerted, and definitely being in college did not help that because, you know, classes and everything. But I just think that the song really did genuinely prompt me to stand up for myself and say, you know what? Listen, not tonight. Like, y'all want to come over, y'all want to do whatever. No, like, it's just not going to happen. And I'm going to take this time for myself. And was I listening to NASA when I was doing that? Abso-fucking-lutely. I just adore NASA. I love this message. I think that this is a message that everyone really should learn. Like, you need to take me time. Like, everybody needs me time. Like, you need to be good on your own to be good for other people. you have to love yourself before you love anyone else. And that is what NASA is about. Like, it's about having the time to take care of yourself. And I just love that. I think that is such a positive message. And I love how it's early on the track listing. Like, I love how she gets this off her chest immediately. Like, she's saying just right off the bat, before we even get into a relationship, I am gonna need my space. Like, if I don't want to hang out with you, then that's fine. Just give me a minute. I just really, really love that. And on top of just having a great message, this is the bop. Like, this is the one on the album that I feel stands out the most. Like, the spacey production, which we all know, I love a song that sounds like it's in space. And of course, this one, NASA, obviously. I love how it sounds like that. And it's just so cute. Like, I know I'm a star, space. Like, I love the pun. I love the wordplay. It is just so adorable, and it makes sense for Ariana because she actually loves space. Like, she loves NASA and everything. So yeah, I just think that it's a really cool sounding song. It is insanely catchy. It is such an earworm. And I feel like if somebody listened to this album, this would be the standout. Like, if someone never heard this album before, this would probably be the one that would stick with them the most, just because it is like the catchiest. So yeah, NASA, this is one of Ariana's best songs, like, of all time. There are just so many all-time great Ariana songs on this album. It's like crazy. And speaking of that, number 2 is the title track, Thank You Next. A cultural reset. A cultural reset. I don't want to hear it. It literally was. When this song came out, I was floored. I could not believe it. Like, who doesn't remember hearing the opening line of her saying, thought I'd end up with Sean, but it wasn't a match. Wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. Even almost got married, and for Pete, I'm so thankful. Wish I could say thank you to Malcolm because he was an angel. She literally dropped 4 of her exes in the first verse. Like, what? That was just so crazy. The fact that she literally listed them by name and was so direct and so head on talking about her relationships and not saying it in a scornful way, but saying, you know what? I learned from you, and I am so grateful for the experience you gave me, but now it's time to say thank you next. Like, that was such a bait and switch. Because remember, she announced this after she had just broken up with Pete, and she was like, my next single is Thank You Next, and everyone was like, oh my god, that's gonna be like a diss track or something. But then it came out, and it's this loving, touching tribute, and that is just, oh my god, it's so, like, I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about it, because, like, I'll never get over it. I'll never, ever get over it. That was so genius. It was such a genius moment in her career. It's probably my favorite moment of her career is her dropping the song, because it was such a bait and switch, like I said. And going hand in hand with NASA, I really love how the song is her explaining, like, she found how to love herself. Like, that's what the whole second verse is about. And I just love that. Like, I love how she's saying I was able to grow from my experiences, and I finally found out how I can appreciate myself and see myself for the good that I do and for everything that I've accomplished. I just think that is so powerful. And also the fact that the song is just a bop. The song is just a bop. Like, I love how it sounds so pretty and, like, kind of ethereal and, like, girly and very, like, feminine. I love it. Like, I just think that it's an adorable sounding song, and Ariana's, like, really airy tone throughout it just really complements that. And yeah, like, this is just a pretty song. Like, it's a very, very pretty song, and I will never get over it. Like, I can't. Like, I just can't. Like, whenever I talk about the song, I just get way too into it because it was so genius. I think this is literally one of the best pop songs ever. Not just, like, in the 2010s. I literally think ever. I think in 50 years, people will remember it as a classic, and as it should be. Like, this is genuinely such an amazing, amazing song. This was the moment, and it really just solidified Ariana was here to stay. I mean, she was here to stay irregardless, but, like, this one was definitely the moment where it was like, holy shit, like, this girl, like, she's gone through so much, and she's had so much happen to her, and the fact that she put it into a song and made it this loving tribute to everybody in her life that got her to this point, that got her out of her funk, just amazing. Like, I can't even talk about it. I have cried to the song so much. Like, you do not understand. Like, bawled, full on, just like tears, oceans, everything. But at the same time, I've also danced to it. When it comes on at a club, it gets the same response every time. The same response. Everyone screams. Everyone is losing their minds, as they should, because it is such a great song. I just love it. I love it so much. And also the video, like obviously that was such an iconic video. I love how she did the little Mean Girls tribute. Mean Girls is my favorite movie of all time. I am so sorry, I'm the most cliched gay person on the planet, but what can I say? I recognize quality. Mean Girls is like literally an amazing movie. And also the Bring It On, like I love Bring It On. Bring It On is such a great movie. I love that movie. And what else was 13 Going on 30? Love that movie too. Just the taste. I just could not even like fathom what I was watching. I was so happy. The fact that she did a Mean Girls tribute, like I just could not. Like I thought that my standum had maxed out. Like I didn't think that I could possibly stan Ariana any more than I did. But then I saw that and like it's reached like unfathomable levels. Like it's up there with NASA. Like it's in space right now. Like I just couldn't even imagine like it getting any higher, but it did. So yeah, I just love Thank You Next so much. I remember when the video dropped, my sister, who's also a huge Mean Girls fan, she loves Mean Girls, when she watched the video, she was like, that's Lindsay Lohan. And I was like, no, that's Liz Gillies. And she was like, no, that's literally Lindsay Lohan. And I was like, no, like they didn't get her for the video. But I mean, that's how much she looked like her in the video. It was like crazy. It's funny because I don't even think Liz Gillies really looks like Lindsay Lohan, but in that video, she really did. Like she sold that so well. Yeah, Thank You Next, song, video, everything, masterpiece, one of the best pop songs ever released. I will die on that hill. Number 1 is Seven Rings. Okay, I feel like maybe this is controversial. I don't know. Do people love this song? Like, do people rank this as their favorite on Thank You Next? Because to me, this was the clear favorite. When this song dropped, I listened to it. I'm really genuinely not kidding. I remember this. I listened to it 70 times in one day. I could not stop. I could not stop listening to it. I just remember feeling this song. Again, like I felt it in my bones from the second that it started, and you hear that familiar, like My Favorite Things, that little melody, and you're like, where the hell is this going? And then it's just a rich bitch anthem. This is literally everything I aspire to be in a song. Like it really, really just is. This is the song that I hear playing in my head when I go to TJ Maxx and I'm like, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. This is the song that I hear when there's like a sale at Bath & Body Works and it's like $3 fragrance mist and I'm just like, I want it, I got it, and I'm just like grabbing like a million things. Like this is me. This is my energy translated to a song. And like, I get it. The thing is, I do understand like the intent of the song. The intent of the song is that she's very clearly masking her deeper issues with shopping and being a consumer. And I think that the song works on that level. But at the same time, I also just think that it's a fun bop where it's like, you can enjoy it for being this mindless little party track of her being like, I am a rich girl and I'm gonna do what I want. It's kind of like Material Girl by Madonna in that way, where it's like, yeah, it's obviously supposed to be kind of ironic and a little tongue-in-cheek, but it still just works as a song on its own where it's like you can feel confident from it, where it's like you can feel like this rich, powerful person because she is just selling that fantasy. She is selling the fantasy of being this untouchable like princess, and I love that so much. Seven Rings, like beyond just being a really fun one to feel powerful to, it's also just so catchy. Like obviously the sample of My Favorite Things is so genius because My Favorite Things, that song is about, you know, the little like treasures of life and whatever. But Seven Rings, it's darker than that. It's saying like, these aren't necessarily little pleasures. This is her saying, I am using these expensive items to escape whatever deeper problems I'm masking. And that is just such a cool way to flip it. Like that is so dark. And I just love that. Like the song has this dark energy to it. And I think that it is just so cool in that way. I really, really enjoy it. I love the production. Like I love that trap heavy kind of sounds that it has going. It is just such a good one to get down to. I absolutely adore Seven Rings. I will never get tired of it. Never, ever, ever in my life. Like this is one I listen to at the very least weekly, at the very least, because it has just never left my head. Like it got in my head and it has refused to leave, and I'm fine with that. I will never ever get tired of Seven Rings. It is one of my all-time favorite Ariana Grande songs. It's just so quotable. Like I just feel like every single line in the song is so quotable. Like, yeah, my receipts be looking like phone numbers. If it ain't money, then wrong number. Black card is my business card. Like, oh my god, it's just, I love it. I love it. This is the rich bitch anthem. I will just never ever get enough of Seven Rings. Absolutely adore it. and I will never get tired of it. It's lived in my head rent-free ever since I heard it, and 5 years later, I'm still not over it. Literally, I'm still not over it. So that was my ranking of Thank You. Next, this is my second favorite Ariana Grande album. My first is My Everything, because that album is just very, very nostalgic to me, and that's when I really fell in love with Ariana, so I'll just always have a lot of memories attached to that one. But this is my second favorite because, well, first of all, I think it's her objective best album, and like removing my emotions from it, I do think it's her best. But I also just have a lot of memories with this album because it just came out at a time where I was able to connect with it a lot, and I feel like it was such a bold like statement from her, especially dropping it right after Sweetener, like literally just a few months after. It was like kind of unprecedented, and it was just such a cultural moment. Like, I will never ever get over it. The Thank You Next era is my favorite era from Ariana, and I just appreciate this album for, yes, being this big blockbuster pop album, but being filled with so much vulnerability and showing everything that she was going through and really being open about her mental state at the time. It was just so brilliant. Like, this album is the definition of lightning in the bottle. Like, this was a moment, this was genuinely one of the biggest eras of the 2010s. And yeah, like, it's just gonna go down in history as one of the greats. 5 years later, and I'm still floored by it. It's crazy. I really think they could have done even more with this era, because Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, that dropped on the same day as the album as like a single. And then there was just nothing, like nothing happened after that. I feel like they definitely could have promoted NASA. I really think that should have been the fourth single, and they could have squeezed one more single out of this. I don't know, like, I don't know what I would have picked necessarily as a fifth single, but they could have. Like, all I'm saying is there was missed potential with this album era, but I feel like that happens a lot with Ariana, like, especially like starting with the Sweetener era. It really feels like there were 3 or 4 singles and then she's kind of done. Like, she did that with this one, she did that with Positions, and I mean, we'll see if she does that with Eternal Sunshine. I hope not. Like, I know she's doing like Wicked and everything, but I don't know, I miss when there were a little bit more to her eras, but that's alright because, you know, she made her music, she made Sweetener, she made this, and she was probably tired. Like, I could give her a pass for that. I could definitely give her a pass. This era was still everything. It was still gargantuan, and the night that I saw her with my friend was like the greatest night of my life. Like, I really think that that was my favorite concert I ever went to. It was just so incredible. I cried, I danced, I shook my tits. I accidentally stepped on a girl's foot and I felt so bad. I will never get over it. She sang Break Free, which is my favorite song. So I literally jumped up and down and I accidentally stepped on this girl's foot next to me. I felt so bad. I was like, I am so sorry. I'm literally so sorry. She's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. I was like, no, I'm so sorry. She was like, it's fine. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then I just like lost it to Break Free. It was just a great night. Like, it was just a great night to celebrate a great album. I love Thank You Next. If you couldn't tell, I had so much fun talking about it, and I want to hear your guys' opinions. So leave your guys' favorites from this album in the comments, and I will see you next time.